Hello everyone, Johnny Minder here, and today we are continuing to learn Japanese with Super Mario World, in particular the Super Mario Advance 2 version. Last time we actually finished and completed again in the sense that we got all the exits, played all its levels of World 6. We did everything there as mentioned except for checking out the story after the castle, so today we'll start with that and then we'll start World 7. I wanted to mention though that today we take a longer break than usual, around 10 minutes, slightly longer, so because there's actually at here in Italy 10 p.m. so in an hour the Mario Galaxy Direct, a new one. Yeah, I knew about it, but I didn't realize it was at this hour. And while I could have watched it after, didn't particularly matter. But if someone wants watching this stream wants to watch that live, yeah, we'll take a longer break for that. Around 10 minutes should be enough. Those tend to be pretty short. But yeah, without further ado, let's start. And yeah, we start with the story, as you can see here. Mario with the mop, as we have seen. It says Rokuban me no Kokuppa o taoshita Mario tachi. First and foremost, we have Rokuban me, Rokuban. As we have already seen, of course, also thanks to this series, always this after the castle story parts. Ban, the numeral plus counter combination, the number, and plus ban. Ban means number when used as a counter. Has also other meanings, as we have seen, on its own accented, by the way, as a reminder. Quickly. Can also mean number. Other meanings are one's turn, watch, guard, also rank technically. But yeah. Also number, by the way, on its own. But yeah. In our case, when used as a counter. We have seen that I took out in advance the physical dictionary just to quickly check it again. But yeah, we have seen that the rule is, in general, the accent is before ban itself, on the syllable before ban itself. As usual, what matters is the syllable, and so if immediately before it there are the nasal mora, the doubling of the consonant, and so on, the accent can stay on those. A longer vowel can stay on those, and so it moves further. And so yeah, what matters is the syllable as a whole, not just moras. But yeah, the rule is overall that it's accented before ban, but there are a couple of exceptions. We have seen them. Samban with the number 3, Goban with the number 5. We have seen it also with other counters in this very series, for example, with Mai, the counter for flat, thin things, sheets of paper, photos, as we have seen, so photos, as we have seen in Pokemon Snap, in this game, coins. But yeah, 3 and 5 in the case of ban. Luckily, everything else follows the rule as mentioned. So yeah, in our case would be Rokuban, low high, low low. But of course, in our case, here again, like previous times, we follow the... we also have me. We then studied its kanji. It means I on its own, but is used also as a suffix to make ordinal numbers. For example, in our case, after a numeral plus counter combination. And luckily, as we have seen also in the dictionary, in the physical dictionary, also in its own entry, but also here in the table with all these numeral plus counter combinations, when you add me, lucky the accent is always on me itself. It's peculiar, but yeah, makes it way easier to remember. And yeah, so yeah, here we have number 6, then the ordinal, and so yeah, the 6th number, technically, but yeah, the 6th. Then we have the possessive particle no, so of. Actually, in this case, to connect that 6th to a following noun, and so to say the 6th something. That something is, in our case, again, kokuppa, as usual. Kupaling in Japanese, the Japanese name for kupalings, literally, it's simply small kuppa, and so yeah, small Bowser. This ko prefix means small. Technically, ko on its own, with a different kanji, you can see it here, can mean also child, children. But yeah, here, clearly a prefix, so technically small. Then we have the object particle o, written as wo and pronounced as such in careful speech and also singing. Then we have taoshita. We have seen it before, taosu. At least I'm pretty sure we have seen it before. Not sure if in this series, because we have seen other similar verbs in this after the castle stories parts. But I'm not sure if also this this one, it's accented. Yeah, literally it would mean to throw down, to bring down, to blow down, to knock down, and so on, to fall. By extension, it becomes to kill, to defeat, to beat. Yeah. You can see why, easily to knock down an enemy, like in our case, of course. Other extended meanings, but yeah, these are the most common ones. It's a verb-gotten verb, so to make that a form, like in this case, we have to follow the rules. Luckily, it's in su, so we simply change the u into i to make the continuative form, and then add ta. Taoshita, ta form, and so the past form of the verb in plain speech. In this case, because after it we have a noun, and so actually it's a relative clause. So yeah, relative clause up to include that this verb refer to the noun after. Noun after, which is our usual Mariotachi. Of course, we have the proper name of our protagonist, Mario. Then we have the tachi, the pluralizing suffix. I don't remember if we have seen if there is an accent for tachi on its own. I need the other physical dictionary for that. Okay, got the other physical dictionary. Want to see if there's also that. We might have seen it once, but that I forgot. What we have seen, and I do remember, which is quite convenient, the rule that when you add a tachi, the accent is all you add taci to a noun. The accent is always before taci itself. So yeah, in our case, Mario taci, low, high, high, and then low, low. So taci itself is low. Taci, assuming it's present in the dictionary, because yeah, honestly, technically, yeah, no, it's not present because, of course, usually this is only used, it's never used on its own, it's just used as a suffix, as the pluralizing suffix, but I was still curious if it was present for some reason, but yeah, no. So yeah, technically we have this noun at the end, and the sentence stops there. It's a structure seen often in narration, as we see also the further we play these games. You could say that there's an implied copula. Yeah, most likely that's also the case. So yeah, it's Mario and Co. That's quite a convenient translation for taci in English, because yeah, literally you say the name of the person mentioned, and then add and Co for the taci, because yeah, technically it's like that also in Japanese. Yeah, Mario and Co. It's Mario and Co. who have defeated the sixth, the number sixth, technically, Koopaling. So yeah, it's used quite often, as mentioned, in narration to say that there's that something, and then before it, there's something put at the end of a sentence, and before it, everything about it works quite well, as in kind of introductions, not necessarily of a character, like in this case, overall, simply an introduction to what those characters, like in our case, did in that moment, and then continue. So after that, we have この先の沈没船にはクッパの谷の入り口を開くための鍵があるらしい。First and foremost, we have Konosaki. We have seen it before in this very series. We have Kono of the Kosoado series. Ko close to both the speaker and the listener. So far from the speaker, close to the listener. A far from both. Do the interrogative. Koso are usually an accented. Do accent on the do itself, on the first syllable. On the first mora, but yeah, in this case they're the same. With no, we have the demonstrative adjective, so this or these, depending on if the following noun is singular or plural, more often than not specified, because while we have those pluralizing suffixes and other ways to make the plural in Japanese, you can also keep, if you don't want to specify it, nouns and so on their own, usually can be used both in the singular and plural. In this case, simply this. And then we have Saki, unaccented. We have seen that literally it means point, tip, end, nozzle. By extension, it becomes head of a line, for example, front. More often than not, though, ahead, both in the sense of first, before, ahead of, also in the sense ahead, the way ahead, so beyond. in this case, with this kono before it, we've seen two meanings. Ahead, yeah, as in beyond this point, or technically still ahead, as in from now on, after this, in the future. I'd say in this case, as we see in based on the context, again, more lit in the locative sense than a temporal one. Because, yeah, after konosaki, we have the possessive particle no to attach it to the following and modify the following noun. Noun, which is Chimbotsu sen. Let's try to find it for the accent. But I can already tell you the translation. It's sunken ship. Because we start with Chimbotsu, unaccented, unsurprisingly, since it's a Chinese compound, again, as in the sense by Chinese compounds, we can have bigger ones, but the most common ones are simply two kanji. In our case, Shin and Botsu. Chimbotsu means sinking, foundering, going down, submersion. Other extended meanings, but yeah, fundamental one, sinking or submersion, technically. And then we have this sen, which is the Chinese reading for ship. We'll see now the accent of it. If I doubt well, on its own, it's not used because you'd use the strictly Japanese pronunciation, fune, accented on the first syllable, that one, for ship. Technically, there are two different kanji for that. This one is the other one is for often small and hand-propelled boats, ships, technically still. This one for bigger ones, the classic ships, not the small ones. But yeah, I wanted to check in the physical dictionary. Good thing I've already taken it. Considering that the accent when we add sen as a suffix, like in this case, and there it is. Yeah, here we have a different example. But yeah, the accent becomes luckily unaccented. Yeah, it's another one of those suffixes that when added simply make always the compound is always unaccented. So yeah, quite makes it way easier for us to remember than to pronounce it. Yeah, here the example in the dictionary was Kamotsu sen, which is cargo ship, but never mind that. Yeah, here we have simply Chimbotsu sen. So yeah, sunken, as we have seen, sinking, submersion, ship. So yeah, sunken ship. Then we have the particle ni. In this case, as in with its meaning in, so a location, when used with verbs of staying, as we see later, it's aru in our case, to be, as in to exist, of inanimate things, inanimate objects, so yeah, literal objects, can be also locations, concepts, and so on. unlike Iru and also Oru, it's honorific form, which are for animate things, and so yeah, actually people and animals, just as a reminder. Yeah, we have ni used for that. If it were with other verbs, all the other verbs use de instead. Then we have the topic particle wa written as ha. So yeah, as for at the sunken ship and ahead, technically, would be, as we have seen, beyond this point, even closer. Then we have Koopa. Yeah, again, Bowser's Japanese name. Then we have the possessive particle no. Then we have Tani. It means valley. And yeah, it's the valley of Bowser, Bowser's Valley. And yeah, it's the name of the 7th word. Tani, accent on the last syllable. So yeah, Tani, low, high. Valley, ravine, gorge, canyon. We've actually seen it before in, or at least I mentioned it in Pokemon Snap, because yeah, there's the valley level there. Then we have the possessive particle no again, in this case to connect this whole Koopa no Tani to another noun, which is Iriguchi. And funny enough, this one we have already seen. I don't get why in this case it's written in hiragana, despite the we have seen its kanji, especially in this case for iri, in this very series, and we studied it due to that. So don't know why, but yeah, iriguchi is technically a compound noun. As a reminder from iru, the verb which means go, come, get in, enter. Nowadays, more often than not, hairu, iru unaccented, hairu accented, in this case on the third to last syllable, because yeah, hai counts as a diphthong, and so yeah, then instead of staying on the e, it moves on the ha, the accent, as mentioned for the rule above about accents when syllables are involved. Yeah, iru still used in certain compounds like this one. After that, we have guchi from kuchi, on its own accent on the chi. And here we have the additional voicing, the additional duck 10, because it's the second part of a compound of strictly Japanese origin, and more often than not that happens to those, as we have seen. Mouth, literally, by extension, opening, and so yeah, entering, opening, so yeah, it's an entrance. We have seen that the accent of iriguchi is unaccented, so be careful, despite the accent of... oops, sorry. Actually, according to the... it follows the accent of technically kuchi, because it's actually unaccented. Sorry, forgot about that. Again, the confusion is because actually words accented on the last syllable are pronounced the same as words, unaccented words on their own. Not in this case would be if we had kuchi on its own, because when we had a particle, then you can hear the accent on the last syllable of words with such an accent, unlike unaccented words. Kuchio, low, high, low. Instead, if it were accented, well, like actually tani, never mind the no, because that actually makes both unaccented, both the words accented on the last syllable, and of course unaccented ones stay unaccented. That's an exception. Yeah, if we added o to tani, we would have ta, ni, o, low, high, low. But yeah, with qc, actually unaccented as mentioned, q, c, o, so low, high, high, and yeah, stays high. Oh yeah, in our case, unaccented, so yeah, iriguchi o. Yeah, we have the object particle as mentioned. Then we have hiraku, one of the verbs which mean to open. We have seen that hiraku accented is the one which means to open. It can be used both as a transitive or intransitive verb, unlike aku and akeru should be unaccented. I'll quickly check, which are aku intransitive, akeru transitive. Yeah, they are unaccented. There's a difference. One is more opening by spreading, and I think it's actually hiraku. Aku and akeru more like opening, as in a hole, technically. I could be wrong, but we can quickly check, I think. I think I had kept it. Let me quickly see if I can find it. Because, yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those aspects that usually aren't explained when you study Japanese. And I studied it on my own, on books, at the university, at a private school, and so on. And yeah, usually not mentioned. But yeah, then in practice, you can see those used differently. And yeah, that's why. Okay, I can't find it anymore. I mentioned it at least once before. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was something like that. One more like spreading. I think hiraku also, because it's the one used for packages. I'm pretty sure. While aku, akeru, for example, with Windows, in which case technically, yeah, the window itself spreads, but technically it opens more like a hole in the wall, technically. But yeah, we'll check it again when it comes up once more. I hope I'll find the article next time we have that. Yeah, here we can simply keep it as open. Then we have tame. Tame, we've seen it before, not in this series, I think, in other ones. It's technically a noun on its own, as the meanings. Its meanings as a noun are advantage, or sake, purpose, objective, aim. Yeah, quite similar meanings, slightly different, but yeah, you can see why they're related. Yeah, tame, by the way, on its own, technically accented on the last syllable. What's worth mentioning more than anything is that it can actually be used technically a noun with those meanings. Also another meaning, which is quite important for a certain distinction, which is consequence, result, effect. But yeah, the fundamental one is, as mentioned, advantage, sake, and so on. And so actually, when you use it after a verb, so technically it's yet again a relative clause, you actually can use it to make a final subordinate, final clause, cioè in order to, can also be used with when it has actually the meaning, consequence, result, effect, with a causal meaning. But yeah, more often than not, you see especially it for in order to. Usually, when used like that, you would find the particle ni, and there you can see that technically the two showing up because of that. Here, on the other hand, we have no. And so, by the way, technically, tame would be unaccented in this case because of the following no, which makes it unaccented, as mentioned. That's the special rule of the possessive particle when it comes to the accent. To connect it to the following noun, which is kagi, its fundamental meaning is key. Accented, by the way, on the last syllable, kagi, can actually be used also for lock. So yeah, it depends then on the context. You could see, as in technically a key lock. But yeah, more often than not, technically key, and for sure in this case, even more so since it's a figurative one. As we'll see. Then we have the subject particle ga. Yeah, by the way, accented on the last syllable. So yeah, by adding a particle like ga, we can actually hear it. So ka, gi, ga. Low, high, low. And then we finally have aru, as mentioned. So yeah, to be as in to exist. In translation, then we can see there is, there are. And last but not least, we have this rashi, which is an adjective actually used as an auxiliary, not on its own, accented on, should be accented technically. Try to find it in the physical dictionary, if I can then find it should be more often than not, when there are such accented words, technically as auxiliaries, here an adjective, but applies also to verbs and so on. You can keep the accent of the previous verb if it's accented. And if it is unaccented, then the accent of the auxiliary comes up. But I'm pretty sure there are exceptions, and although now they don't immediately come to mind. Okay, for example, yeah, it's interesting that rashi technically as both when used as rashi with its second meaning, second usage, which is ish, like typical of, and so on. For example, with the word kodomo, rashi, kodomo, child, yeah. The ko mentioned plus this tomo, but yeah, still the meaning child, children, unaccented. Yeah, if you add rashi, then it's typical of children. And yeah, when you add it to a noun with that meaning, then the accent is always on rashi. When you add it to verbs, and so with the meanings seeming, appearing, like in our case, it has different accents, as I can see there also in that part, but I'll check out the table itself then. Yeah, here it is, not this one, sorry, actually. Found it in another one, but... Okay. Yeah, no, that one is for, as we have seen, for the... Okay, yeah, found the one for the verbs. Yeah, another one that acts like that, for example, are darò, desò, the forms of the copula used for I wonder if it's like that or not. The dubitative, you could say. Yeah, those also, when the verb is unaccented, then the accent of the word shows up. In our case, rashi accented the adjective. When the verb is accented, yeah, then it's you keep the accent of the main verb. But yeah. So the meaning, the translation of this part is as for at the sunken ship beyond this point ahead, we could simply keep in translation ahead. There seems to be there, of course, because we have the at the as for at the sunken ship and so on. There seems to be there implied. The key, we have to adapt it in English to better. To open the entrance of, literally, the Valley of Bowser. More literally would be the key of would be, we could say, for the sake of opening. Yeah, closer and still decent in English. So yeah. Literally would be more the key for, of literally in Japanese, the sake of opening and so on. Yeah. After that we have Isoge, Mario, Gambare, Luigi. Yeah, first and foremost we have Isoge. From the verb isogu, to hurry, to rush, and so on, to hasten. Accented. It's a verb codon verb, so we can change the U into E to make the imperative form in plain speech. So yeah, hurry, and then we have the name, Mario. Then we have Gambaru. Well, we have Gambare, but from it's from Gambaru. We have seen it, don't think in this series, but before, in other ones for sure. Pokemon Snap immediately comes to mind, and not just because of the Tani above. Because we have seen it actually a lot, Gambaru as well there. You have definitely, if you have ever heard Japanese in games or anime and so on, you have heard it either in this form Gambare or Gambatte, depending on the register. Yeah, Gambaru is technically a compound verb with this gan at the start, which is actually technically it's the Chinese reading of the kanji. Means stubborn. So firmly, even technically, more literally, most likely firmly. But yeah, then by extension, stubborn, so stubbornly. And then we have haru, actually haru unaccented. Here, of course, it then becomes voiced. We add the duck 10 because it's the second word, part of a compound. It's of strictly Japanese origin, so even more so. Haru means to stick, to paste, to affix. It can also mean to stretch, to spread, and so on. Depends technically on. There are different kanji for the one for to stick, to paste. A different one is used. Then there's one for the meanings to stretch and all the extended meanings. But yeah, in our case, we have we would have this more common one technically for gambaru. The meaning, although I'd say still more likely to stick technically, to stick stubbornly. So yeah, it's not surprising that its meaning then are to persevere, to persist, to keep at it, to hang on, to hold out, to do one's best. Yeah, so more literally to persevere, to persist. Yeah, then by extension, to hang on, to do one's best. Yeah, that's more often than not the meaning in which it's used. And yeah, especially with this, like this, we can change, it's a U verb, gotten verb. So again, we can change the U into E to make the imperative form in plain speech. The other one I mentioned, gambatte, we make that the form. I won't mention how in the, here we have said it multiple times before, but we'll say it again when it shows up. The form used as the imperative in polite speech technically, even though shortened in that case. But yeah, we'll see that again. We have seen it before and we'll see it again. Let's focus on gambare in this case. So yeah, in plain speech, I wanted to quickly check the accent. I'm pretty sure that the imperative form should be accented on the last syllable, but okay, let me quickly check if I can find it. Not this one. Okay, found it. I'm pretty sure I found it. And yeah, with yeah, the only difference is with that alternative form for ruverbici than verbs, but we have seen that before. Never mind that. More often than not, here. Okay, no, actually, the difference is that unaccented verbs are accented on the last syllable, so on the one with the e. For example, here the example we have naku, to cry, becomes nake. And yeah, it's accented on the ke. With accented verbs, the accent actually stays on, for example, we have yomu, to read here. It stays on the yo itself, so yome. So in our case, it would be both isoge, gambare. You might hear it, and I actually kind of pronounce it as such here, still with kind of an accent on the re, but yeah, that's more like stress for emphasis. Makes sense considering that it's an imperative form. but technically the accent itself, as in the Japanese accent, it's a pitch accent. So yeah, for in our example would be isoge, so yeah, low, high, low. For gambare, low, high, high, low. So yeah, we checked that out. We have to... but yeah, the meanings are simply hurry, Mario, hang on, do your best, Luigi. And yeah, at the end, I didn't mention, but yeah, we have Luigi. So yeah, funny enough, here Luigi's name shows up, even in the story. Oh yeah, with that we can close. We can open the game. I'll try to be fast here. Sure why I was low. Oops. Okay, no, sorry, I know why. Sorry. Made a mistake. Yeah, when you hurry, so to make those mistakes, yeah, I opened it with my other profile.
Choose a game. Here we go. Super Mario.
And yeah, quickly we can see our progress. We are in World 7, literally at its start, and we got 75 exits. And yeah, technically we have the title here. Which is pretty long. But yeah, we can actually start with these. Maybe we can then play the level after then. But yeah. The name of the level is Ramune Kai Ko no Chinbotsu Sen. And yeah, first and foremost we have Ramune, which yeah, that's a peculiar again we have seen so far all names of food in our also drinks, of course in the case of water, and this is no exception. It's Ramune. Technically, well, unaccented. Technically, it says from English lemonade. And yeah, you can kind of see it. Ne. So yeah, we have this A and this U. And then we have the ne from actually the actual ne from lemonade. Slightly different, but also it's not your typical lemonade in this case. It's a specific drink seen in Japan, and yeah, you might find it as Ramune also written, because yeah, it's typical. It's a type of lemon soda which is sold in a cod neck bottle. And yeah, to keep it short, practically there's this special top of the bottle in which you practically press it and it activates the part. And yeah, you get this how do you say it? Honestly, I might be able to quickly show it and make it. If I can find it here. Okay, let me actually do it like this then. I'll open the page to actually show it. Simply an image on Google, for example. Find a good one. I've seen one there, but it wasn't the best. Okay, like this one. Yeah, of course we'll get some issues here with the audio while I open that. And yeah, technically, I wanted to show it. Yeah, no, actually, this one should be better since it's actually. Let me quickly show it. Yeah, for example, here. Yeah, you see, it has this typical form, and yeah, practically there's this mechanism with this particular neck of the bottle with kind of a ball inside, and yeah, practically you get a special it's a typical taste of the ramune with all these but yeah, you notice it also because aesthetically because of this neck, but yeah, it's wanted to quickly show it. Okay. Let me quickly close this so we can have more. Okay. Ah yeah, so that was a bottle of ramune. So yeah, it's this special typical Japanese lemon soda with that typical bottle. Then we have Kaiko. As you might guess, also by its pronunciation, it's a Chinese compound. In this case, it should be, because technically there are more Kaiko, considering the context, and unfortunately in this case it would be quite useful to have the kanji to distinguish them, but we don't have the luxury, so we have to guess based on the context. My guess would be most likely the ones, well, of course one that has the word, the kai for sure is the one for sea, the kanji of for sea. It can be either the one with, yeah, in this case most likely the one with the other this ko, and so the meaning oceanic trench, deep sea trench, deep. See, yeah, an oceanic trench technically. It's unaccented. Unfortunately, the accent can't help either. In this case, well, we don't have it because we don't hear it in game anyway. But yeah, all these ones are unaccented, unsurprisingly, as again, these are Chinese compounds. That's the most common accent for those, as we have seen so far. Then we have the possessive particle no. And then we have Chimbotsu Sen. We have seen it already in the story, and yeah, again, Sunken. Chimbotsu on its own, unaccented. Another Chinese compound. Sinking, submerged. Sen, the suffix for ship. And so yeah, sunken ship. Okay, I think we might be able to play it quickly. I'll try it. Not if I use Yoshi. I don't think we have story. We shouldn't have blocks inside. If we have, then oh well, we'll. I have to actually check also the status menu after, but yeah, being a sunken ship, we get ghosts. Yeah, also these ones. other than the dinosaurs we have just seen. Okay, let's quickly rewind then. Sorry, but we don't have time to lose in general, and even more so now specifically. And yeah, Yoshi can actually quite help here. In fact, don't keep on losing him. Okay. Be patient. And yeah, we'll try to be fast here relatively, so to then, okay. Hi Yoshi at this point, honestly. Okay. Here, let's be patient, simply. At least for these. Kind of like here. Do not lose the power up, and so in an even worse position. And yeah, funny enough, you get this. Yeah, there was. Actually, quickly try to get it. I feel like there aren't. Yeah, you have to follow here to get all the dragon coins. I'll try to do so by rewinding. Okay, no, the other one was there, so yeah, you have then to be around here. Okay, or to the left. Don't remember if they're all here. Okay, another one. Yeah, okay, I think they are all here then. Okay, so we got all the dragon coins by rewinding, of course, but I wanted to show where they were, all were. And yeah, we can get this, and it's actually the end of the level. We'll quickly see what happens. And yeah, when you get that, we have finished the level. That emerges, and yeah, you unlock you can enter actually the Valley of Bowser. Oh yeah, I'll save and continue, but I will actually take our break now. Again, around 10 minutes, so those, and I think I've seen someone go away here, can watch the Galaxy Direct, and we'll be back. Around 10 minutes should be enough. So yeah, we take our break now. See you in around 10 minutes. And we are back. And yeah, let's play more games. Yeah, first and foremost though, let's check the status menu. Yeah, I suspected that, but I didn't have the time to check. We had to switch to Luigi, so actually we played 2 levels as Luigi then. Yeah, funny enough, you can see already some additional places on the menu here. We'll check them out when we get to those. Yeah, let's switch to Luigi. And yeah, before the break and the direct, we actually got into Bowser Valley. Actually, I think in English called Bowser's Valley. In English, Valley of Bowser. I'm pretty sure they translated it. And yeah, here we have the first course inside it. Unsurprisingly, it's called slightly different, but still called Ma o Cuppa no Tani Kosu Ichi. And yeah, first and foremost, we have the additional part we haven't seen so far, Mao, which is actually found. I don't remember if we've actually mentioned it before, but yeah, you will find it actually before Koopa in Japanese, before Bowser's Japanese name. Mao means literally demon, king. Ma is the prefix, prefix is the kanji we have seen before for example, in Maho, in Zelda 2 Link's Adventure, Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link. In that case, it was witchcraft, is the closest translation. Literally witch, and then law, better in this case method, I'd say. But yeah, in our case is more demon. And then we have O, which also on its own, but often used also as a suffix, accented on its own, means king. So yeah, literally demon king. It's actually a term used in Buddhism. Yeah, for example, here it on the online dictionary it says king of the demons who try to prevent people from doing good. The opposite worth mentioning is well, we actually have the related term Temma. In that case, we have technically would be demon of the sky. But yeah, technically demon of the explanation in the online dictionary, demon of the sixth heaven in the realm of desire, who tries to prevent people from doing good. So yeah, these are Buddhist terms. But yeah, Mao in this case, yeah, simply literally demon king. And yes, found, by the way, by extension, it can also be used as a term for Satan, the devil, the prince of darkness. But of course, as mentioned, the term is actually from Buddhism. Here, simply literally demon king, Koopa, so Bowser. And yeah, found in Mario games, especially earlier ones. You might find it also as Dai Maho, so yeah, still the Mao part, with the addition of Dai at the start, which means great. And then again, simply Demon King. Is also found in other series, in other games. I'm pretty sure also games. Immediately comes to mind also Dragon Ball. For the antagonist of the original, the main antagonist eventually of the original Dragon Ball. But yeah, simply here Demon King, so a title, and then Koopa, Bowser. Then we have the possessive particle no. Again we have Tani. So yeah, only the addition Demon King Bowser's Valley. In English, simply Valley of Bowser. They, of course, removed the Mao part. There was no way they would keep that. Then we have Kosu, course, as usual, from English. And then number 1, its most common reading on its own, so the Chinese one, Ichi. And yeah, without further ado, we can actually play it.
Let's go.
This one, I was pretty sure, I think it was, it had only one exit also in the status menu, and also on the map it was yellow, if I've seen correctly. Yeah, funny enough, at the start, as we have seen, there was a giant Monty Mole blocked. Yeah, the charging chuck can actually destroy those blocks. Literally charging chuck in this case. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you have to be careful about these big Monty Moles. You can't defeat them, at least I don't think so. Well, definitely not without power-ups. Maybe Yoshi at most, even though I have doubts about that as well, I don't remember. Thank you. Please open the path. I feel like I might have needed to go up. We quickly check. Yeah, I feel like I want to go up then, actually. Okay, considering that, let's actually rewind and stay up here. Want to find, if possible, all the Dragon Coins as usual. It's just a bonus. But yeah, we'll try it. At most, my guess would be in this particular version that it might add another star to Super Mario World outside of the game itself, in the choose a game section. Okay, up here we have a moon, so 3 up. Another one there. Then all those moles that get stuck there. Well, of course, also we got that, which was really nice. The Midway Gate, as it was called in-game, as we have seen and studied even its kanji. Well, the kanji for Chu, as we have seen. The middle part. So yeah, we actually want the charging chuck here to destroy this completely. Okay, nothing. So actually we have to go down. As you can see, and that's why we had a lot of time, it is kind of like a maze. Wonder if I can go down there without getting hurt. I kind of have doubts. Well, unless you do that when it's easier said than done here. Okay, let me see if I can do it like this. Okay, I can, but it isn't what I actually was supposed to do. But it's another way to get here. Not the required one. And at this point, of course, other than, of course, wanting to not lose time, there's also the matter of wanting to keep the dragon coins. Otherwise, as you can see, we have so many lives that it doesn't matter. Okay, so there, it's okay. Okay, and then we want to go down here. Yeah, let's defeat at least one of them so that we can. Okay, and we find this pipe there. Okay, and straight up here, as we got to see also the sign there, the goal. Also in the other room. Okay, with that we can get these stars and also so actually play a bonus game. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Should have gone for easier said than done here. Yeah, I should have gone. Okay, now I start getting the mushrooms when it's too late. The 5 flower is completely useless here. So unsurprisingly, only one. At most, we got 2 so far. Yeah, actually now we have a level with 2 exits. Unsurprising, as you can see, because one brings you, follows the main path already. There's a line, even though you can pass it to the ghost house, first and foremost. But above we have a fortress, so yeah. We stick to Luigi, of course, since we have actually played 2 levels as Mario. Mario was ahead of 2 levels, so yeah. Here we have simply again Mao Koopa no Tani Kosu ni. Yeah, simply again Demon King Koopa, but yeah, as in actually Bowser's Japanese name, so Demon King Bowser. Z Valley of Demon King Bowser. Course. And then the number 2, here in its most common pronunciations, again the Chinese one, Ni. And yeah, so we can give it a try.
Let's go.
And yeah, we'll have to play this twice for the secret exit also. Yeah, unsurprisingly, since we are literally underground. Okay, here honestly doesn't matter, let's take the death.
Let's go.
Unsurprisingly, another underground level. As most of these will be. I have to be really careful about that shell. I would like, thank you, come here for a second so we can get these. Yeah, I suspected it would be a mushroom and I quite need it right now. Okay. So far, nothing in particular. Yeah, only this part with the enemies, especially that crazy shell. Yeah. A multicolored technically shell, even though it was kind of weird, but yeah. Looks like that, yeah. It's crazy, as we have seen. It's an aiming one. Well, homing one. Yeah, that's the proper term in English. We have these, too bad that we don't have Yoshi. Well, now we wouldn't take it anyway, but we have seen those are bring you to extra, to bonus areas. Would have been nice to check out, even though it's far from what we need. Okay, there we had only those coins to show you that there's a dragon coin on the other side. Okay, and yeah, you can actually get crushed in this game. I didn't remember properly. Oh yeah, I didn't remember. I knew you would die either way, but I didn't remember if it was instant. In an instant, or you would lose the power up and then one after the other, but yeah, no, in an instant. A la Sonic, although luckily it's not as strict as those games, because yeah, those are infamous, even if it's just a single pixel practically, a single square, you get crushed. Which isn't the best for when I would like to play some Sonic games on the channel, but we'll see eventually. But beyond, of course, our usual Sonic crosswords. But yeah, I'm meaning also technically as a Let's Learn Japanese with series, but we'll see. Not that there are as many, especially of older ones, apart of course from the Origins collection, which I got. I haven't played it yet. Yeah, there's a lot of time in this level, but okay, yeah, up here nothing, so I'll actually rewind in this case, so, because yeah, there's a lot of time, but there's actually a lot of waiting, as we can see. I'm curious about these though. Is there a secret here? Nope. Just death. Actually, go here. So, yeah, let's enter another room here. Yeah, what's unfortunate here? Yeah, there we have the blocks to make it easier. Yeah, in this case, as you can see, I'm not waiting, of course, to not get crashed. But yeah, you have the movement. When you touch them, it activates, so you risk getting crashed. The unfortunate thing is that we didn't find all the dragon coins, but that was more of an extra. I don't remember the secret exit, how to get it. Let's replay as Mario.
Just what I needed.
If I can't find it, then I'll check how to get it. Well, the cape might be our chance if needed here. If it's needed, I'd say in this part, because yeah, the other ones were all closed off. Oh yeah, to be completely honest, I do not remember. Even though I got it for sure, also because yeah, I got access to that part. What you unlock by going this way. Yeah, of course we have that. The midway gate. I feel like if I get inside here, then we might get stuck. Ah no, okay, actually maybe up here, nope. Okay, maybe up there, but by flying, nope. Okay, I see that. Yeah, I feel like if there's something, it might be then in this part. Not sure how exactly though. There are some parts which are suspicious, to say the least. Other ones are clearly required to not get crashed. Yeah, in some of them we have those coins, and that's it. Well, not this one, because clearly it's just to see the dragon coin. Get the other dragon coin there. And these are all the ones we did get. I feel like there might be something down. Well, actually, we'll go down there anyway, since we have to wait. You know, nothing. and there shouldn't be. I feel like there might be a secret door or something like that. But yeah, honestly, you know, this is a part that's simply too. Although in this game, it's not like in Kirby games where we have seen, like in Kirby's Adventure, where there definitely are such doors. And quite hidden, camouflaged with the background and so on. In this game I didn't remember them, but it could be a thing. Nope. Yeah, if needed, we'll check what a guide, more like a map, or even just on Mario Wiki. Nothing here. It's not. Okay. Wait here a second. To see, nope, only death. Yeah, down there is how we'll continue. Yeah, here it simply seems death again. Oh yeah, we're also running out of time. Yeah, those coins in particular are quite suspicious. Why put these here? Oh yeah, actually they're just death, at least apparently. Yeah, if there's a secret, I'm not sure how to get it on my own. Yeah, I check the guide. Or maybe it was actually in this part. I kind of think I remember something along... Okay, something like this, for example. Okay, I actually ended up finding it on my own. Let me quickly check, even though I think... Yeah, this is just death. I wanted to be completely sure. Unfortunately, you can throw the key away, I think, like that. Okay, so I actually found the secret exit on my own. I didn't remember it unless I straight up kind of unconsciously did it there at the end. I thought maybe we can go up, but with that, yeah, and we could. Okay, technically, I'd say we can play this first and then continue to the left on the main path. I'd say it's better to tackle this. Okay, now for the status though. Okay, now we are one more for Mario because of that. Yeah, we can switch to Luigi. And play this. Of course, it's simply the fortress, so yeah, it's called Ma o Cuppa no Tani no Tori de. Yeah, again, Demon King Bowser. Valley of Bowser. Valley of Demon King Bowser in Japanese. Then we have another possessive particle no to attach it to Tori de. Fortress, as we have seen in Japanese, yeah, most likely a compound. Last time we finally checked out its etymology, at least the one, the potential etymology, according to a physical dictionary of etymology that I have. And yeah, apparently it's from the verb toru, in particular actually uchi toru. A compound verb which means, in this case, to defeat, to beat an enemy. Toru on its own, as a reminder, that one we have seen also in game, to take. But yeah, that Toru, then we change it's a verb colon verb, which can change the U into E to make the continuative form, and so the corresponding noun, taking. most likely actually from that verb usitoru, so beating, defeating an opponent. Can also be even more fluent, to kill with a weapon, to slay. But yeah, here I'd say simply to defeat an opponent, to beat. And then we have the de from deru. We then studied this kanji thanks to this very game. It means to go, come, get out, to exit. Yeah, it's the opposite of iru, hairu. Deru is a ru verb, it's a verb, so we can drop the ru to make the conjugative form. De. So yeah, the corresponding noun, exiting. In this case, though, most likely, actually an abbreviation of de zero, a compound of two strictly Japanese words, the de mentioned, exiting, zero, actually shiro, unaccented, castle, becomes voiced with the additional duck 10 because it's the second part of a compound and is of strictly Japanese origin. Yeah, we have seen that the term the zero means branch castle. So yeah, with that, the verb first tori, toru, that becomes tori. Again, most likely usitoru in particular. And then this de from the zero, yeah, you can see that the branch castle for the de, and then to defeat the defeat for the to defeat to beat enemies. And yeah, so that's why then we have the term toride for fortress. Yeah, just as a reminder, we finally checked out its etymology. And yeah, we can actually play it.
Let's go.
Okay. Okay, perfect. And we have also these, so we can get an extra feather. Oh yeah, we have to be careful about these traps. Yeah, apart from that, but yeah, I wanted to get the dragon coin. With more precise platforming, you could get it without getting hurt, but yeah, it doesn't matter. But that wasn't the best idea. Okay, this one, let's actually try to do properly this time. Okay. Okay, that far, yeah, no. I have to be careful even more so because, yeah, you then lose. Yeah, okay, these technically don't crash you, but, yeah, let's actually take it like that. Don't crash you. Too bad that we lost the power up. We get it immediately after there with the block. Luckily we unlocked them all. Okay, let's not lose all our power ups though here. Yeah, if you fall into the lava, then that's actually an insta kill, of course, unsurprisingly. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, glad I had Luigi in that case. Okay, we got the... Okay, let's be careful though here. Let's wait. Yeah, these go pretty fast. But yeah, we got all the dragon coins, of course, as usual. For the fortresses, we have Bui Bui, Reznor in English. I think it's actually Reznor, yes. But yeah, in Japanese, Bui Bui most likely actually, as mentioned by Mario Wiki, simply notice the similarity with Boom Boom, the Japanese name of Boom Boom. Yeah, only change the N into E. Yeah, because they're both mini bosses in fortresses. But yeah, we'll save and continue. by doing that, you unlock this, which is called Cuppa no Shiro Uraguchi. First and foremost, we have Cuppa. Yeah, Koopa technically. We also have next to it, not right where we are. But yeah, Koopa actually, as in Bowser's Japanese name. So Bowser. And we have the possessive particle no. So of Bowser, Bowser's. Shiro, already mentioned, castle. And then we have Uraguchi. Uraguchi is a compound noun, which from Ura. We've seen it funny enough in this very game. Ura on its own, accent on the last syllable. Technically means well, the opposite side, reverse side of something. So also the rear, back, behind. Maybe literally could be actually from inside. I mentioned that because actually the kanji for Ura is the traditional kanji, as I said last time we've seen it, found for inside in Chinese. But yeah, in Japanese it's more back, as mentioned, yeah, reverse, and so on. And yeah, in our case, back. And then we have Gucci, again, from Gucci, unaccented. Now I know I got reminded, thanks to finding it already in this very episode. Mouth, but by extension also opening, and so yeah, then also entrance and so on, exit technically with we have seen Iriguchi entrance, but there's also the term Deguchi, which we have seen in this very series, as it's how we found the kanji for Deru. And that one is, by the way, accent on the first syllable, so be careful. But yeah, this one, Uraguchi, also unaccented. Yeah, literally back entrance, well, back door. Better, strictly speaking, rear entrance. Well, rear entrance, rear exit, technically, both. It's not specified, yeah, what's specified in this case, it's that the back door slash entrance exit, the rear one. And yeah, so technically this is the back door to Bowser's Castle, which is technically the final level in the game, well, the one to finish the game. I think we can actually quickly show it, but we won't actually finish it. But I can go, can get to the end, and then we simply not win. And yeah, we have this mechanic that you hit those blocks, and the light you light up that what looks like a disco ball. Yeah, we have to be careful though here with the jumps. Yeah, funny enough, you can see we have ninjas in this level. We also have Mecha Koopas. Ninjas are from Super Mario Bros. 2, as in Super Mario USA, which by the way we'll eventually play. Yeah, funny enough, you get this midway quote-unquote midway gate, definitely not midway in this case, because yeah, then we have already this door, and yeah, here we would have the fight against Bowser, but we won't do that for now. I'll die intentionally here. I wanted to show it. Yeah, actually, when I played on my own, I've taken advantage of this. But yeah, we'll actually finish the game, play this stage by taking the the front entrance. But we have to get to it, of course. So first, let's continue this world, the Valley of Bowser. And next up, we have this level. I suspect it might have more than one axis, so we'll actually check quickly. It has 2 axes, yeah, I think I remember that. Or at least I thought so. And more often than not that happens with ghost houses. Because yeah, this is a ghost house. Oops, didn't actually check. Okay, yeah, well, back properly. But yeah, as I was saying, this is a ghost house. In particular, it's called Mao Kuppa no Tani no Obake Yashiki. Again, we have the usual Mao Kuppa no Tani, Valley of Bowser, Valley of the Demon King Bowser, literally in Japanese. The possessive particle again to attach it to Obake Yashiki. And yeah, as we have seen before, Obake means ghost, comes from the verb bakeru, we've even studied kanji, to transform into, because yeah, that's what yokai, creatures of Japanese, monsters of Japanese folklore usually do, including ghosts. Then we make it's a verb, it's a verb, so we can drop the root to make the conjugative form and the corresponding noun, bake, accented on its own. Just like the verb, so accented on the last syllable, the conjugative form, and so the corresponding noun, transforming into. With this honorific prefix, so the accent changes, it becomes, it's on the obake, low, high, low. And yeah, technically also used for monster and so on in general, but more often than not specifically for ghost apparitions. After that we have Yashiki. We have seen estate, residence, mansion, my preferred translation as a reminder, of course, because it reminds me of which is mansion. Oh yeah, technically you could simply translate it like in game, the writing is ghost house, but yeah, so the ghost house, the ghost mansion of the Valley of Bowser. Ah yeah, we'll play it at least once, we have time.
Let's go!
I don't remember, but I don't think so that there shouldn't be extra their writings inside. Yeah, as we have seen, while some show up even later in the game, most of those were at the start. Yeah. So yeah.
Here I go!
I actually wanted to jump up here first. Let's actually do it properly here. Because yeah, I noticed that Dragon Coin, we have to wait for the block to stop. Then it's not easy as Mario. We can actually do it with this. Okay, yeah, by getting a better start. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not wasting my time there with... Okay, yeah. There you definitely have to be quick enough to get there. And that I kind of remembered. I feel like that might be the secret exit. Let's see what's to the left here. Take the star again. Yeah, here we have a kind of a maze. of course, yeah, you have to be fast. So yeah, let's rewind, do properly. Yeah, we have a dragon coin up here. Yeah, we have an exit here. A door. Another door there. Okay, kind of... I feel like, yeah. Yeah, this brings you back here. But even if you get... okay. Let me try to go to the right then. I feel like already I lost too much time. Okay, no, actually it was perfect. By entering that, let me check out all the doors quickly. I feel like all of them, except for the final one, simply bring you... Okay, this one brings you here. Okay, this one to an exit. So actually we'll take it for now. To save our dragon coins. Ah yeah, unsurprisingly, this is the regular one, the easiest one. So save and continue. Ah yeah, we replay now the level as Luigi.
Let's go.
Ah yeah, we have the ghost house. Again, the intro. Okay, let's... be careful, but go relatively quickly here, since it's not here. And yeah, we want to go to the right then. Yeah, I kind of remember that you have to, with Luigi, who's slower here. Okay, no, I actually made it in time. Anyway. Ah yeah, we have checked the first one that simply brings you back. This one is the exit. I'll quickly show it again, but yeah, it's the exit. And by the way, you can't go back inside. You can't take these doors. It's this one, yeah, simply because I rewinded. Let me check this one, even though I'm pretty sure. Okay, still this. Oh yeah, we want the final one for the secret exit. Yeah, you might be think I press the button here. Nope, you don't want to do that. Yeah, this I do remember, not exactly, so it might take some trial and error here. Especially if I do it like that. I feel like I blocked myself there. Oh yeah, the idea is that you have to use finally this to actually do something. Oh yeah, you want to make a platform not like this though. Oh yeah, so that was my issue. Okay, let's see if I can rewind properly. Yes, up to here. Okay, the boo is in the way here. Because I feel like I have to go to the left though. Yeah, but we'll actually check first. Yeah, you need to make a staircase. Okay, no, actually perfect. It's to the right here. Let me quickly check what's to the left then. Nothing. Straight up nothing. So yeah, actually... yeah, makes more sense. Oh yeah, here's the secret exit. Oh yeah, funny enough, the secret exit already brings you to the castle of the World 7, because the Valley of Bowser is technically World 7, despite also having the final castle. Different than the regular ones, clearly. Oh yeah, we won't play that today, of course. we might have time for one final level. We'll try it, this one. It's simply called, of course, Ma o Cuppa no Tani Kosu-san. Yeah, again, the usual Demon King Bowser. Z Valley of the Demon King Bowser course, and then the number 3 in its most common pronunciation on its own, the Chinese pronunciation, San. Unaccented, if I recall correctly, when we have seen it, but see it again when we finally study its kanji. Yeah, let's give it a try. Hopefully there aren't, there won't be writings. Yeah, funny enough, these platforms, the number is literally the time. As we see better here with the 4, yeah, counts down. Yeah, so that's the mechanic of this. Yeah, let's do it like that. Okay, then we want to be do this. Actually, stay on it. Then we have to be careful here about the Koopa. And then I fell off. Okay, let's restart from here. Okay, perfect. And then I slide off on my own again. And I'm playing as Mario. That's the most worrying part. Yeah, we can get that. I wonder if I can enter this pipe. No, okay. Guess it was just an obstacle there. But we'll see. Okay, fire flower, I suspected it because, yeah, there wasn't a feather coming down, apparently, and yeah, it was just a fire flower. Oh yeah, these are straight up ropes, luckily. You can stand on them. Funny enough, again, these weird platforms, so yeah, weird that I had forgotten about them, despite being also in this level, not just the previous one. Okay, ooh, good thing I came up here. Okay. Ah, there. Too bad. I know, here either you make the jump or you get hit. Luckily we had the power up. Okay, let's do it properly though. Yeah, not losing and so losing our coins. Okay, so we can get this goal. Yeah, more stars, so bonus stars. Okay. And yeah, with that, we unlock this level with 2 exits. So yeah, as you might have guessed, one will bring you to the castle, the other one, it's clear enough since it's already visible on the map, since we got access to it from Star World, Native Star in Japanese. Yeah, it's the one leading to the Star Road. But yeah, we'll do that next time. We don't have more time, so yeah, let's. We have picked always save and continue. Yeah, now we'll pick save and end. Let's quickly show the progress as usual. And yeah, we're of course in World 7. 83 exits, so yeah, quite a lot. And yeah, as you can have seen, we are so close to the final castle. Yeah. Let's close. And yeah, so today we checked out first and foremost the story of the after the castle of World 6, since we hadn't done that last time. Then we actually started World 7. First the Sunken Ship to unlock the access to the Valley of Bowser. Of course, we also had a longer break because of the Galaxy Movie Direct in the middle, but yeah. After that, we actually started the levels inside the Valley of Bowser. We finally enough got to the back door of Bowser's castle. We checked it out, but yeah, we didn't defeat Bowser there. We didn't finish the game. We continued it. And yeah, we got to that point. So next time we should be, unless plans change, on Wednesday as usual. We'll finish World 7 for sure. Finish technically and complete. As in the castle of World 7, as you have seen. We should have the time also to check the story after the castle. I'm not sure if we'll have also the time then to finish, to play the final castle. So finish the game. Maybe so, maybe without the writings, but yeah, we might check those after. Well, actually, I have doubts also because, as we have seen, there's also the Star Road, so the Star World level. But yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely continue World 7, most likely, at the very least, tackle the castle of World 7. Yeah. See you next time.